Okay, this is a video for those people who are using Awanda as their charting package. And Awanda can be a little bit tricky because it's so flexible, a trading platform. Obviously, you can log in with your phone, you can log in with the internet. There are lots of great things about it, but there are some tricky things. And let me show you sort of what you can do, because when you first get your Awanda charts, they're going to have a weekend candles in there, and it's going to be a little bit tricky. So let me show you how I set them up so that I can look at these charts and I can see the weekend gaps, which I like to see because I trade the jump Sunday trades every Sunday at 6 p.m. New York time. So I like my charts to start at 5 p.m. and you can actually adjust them. So if I have a broker, like here's a broker over here. This is a FX Pro chart. And you can see that on the FX Pro chart, these candles close at 5 p.m. So this one opened at 5 p.m. and this candle closed at 5 p.m. on Friday, and then it opened at 5 p.m. here. So if it was a midnight GMT time close, then these candles would look totally different, and I couldn't do anything about it in MetaTrader. However, in Awanda, I can change it, and let me show you how. So you go into, if you have your tools and then user preferences, I believe it's under chart. Yes, here it is. It's under chart. So you go to tools, user preferences, and then you go to chart. And I'm saying, okay, when do I want it to start? When does the weekend start? And then when does the weekend end? Now this one's set in local Sydney time, but if I lived in, let's say I lived in Los Angeles, okay, and my charts were set to my local time, what I would need to know is when is it 5 p.m. New York time? Well, obviously in Los Angeles, it's 2 p.m. So at 2 p.m., I would say that the weekend would start on Friday. So I'd go like this. I'd go 2 p.m. is this one. And this is obviously Friday. So your weekend can start on Friday or Saturday, depending on whether you're in Europe or Asia, which would be your weekend would start on Saturday. But if you're in the North America or South America or Central America, you would be looking, or the Caribbean or whatever, you would be looking at a Friday weekend, okay? So I would say Friday at 2 p.m. And then I said, when does my weekend end? Okay, so for me, I say it's 7 a.m. on Monday, but that's going to be a little bit different if I'm in Los Angeles, because again, when does the weekend end? Well, it's actually going to be Sunday, because as a trader in the States, I have a Forex weekend which starts on Friday, and then my trading week starts back up on Sunday. So instead of starting at Sunday at 5 p.m., which is what I would do if I'm in New York, I would go ahead and go, okay, the weekend's going to end at Sunday at 2 p.m., like that. So there you go. And I would set my charts like that. Now it's going to look really sloppy because my charts are on Australian time. But for you, if you lived in Los Angeles, that's what you do. You'd hit apply and you'd see your candles totally change. And you can see mine have done that. And you don't want to have all of these empty candles here. Instead, you want to have a proper weekend. So you would go to Tools, User Preferences, and you would click on the old weekend start and whatever here. So because I'm in Australia, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to say, okay, my weekend starts. So this is going to be at 9 a.m. on Saturday. That's when the market closes this time of year. And then it starts again at 9 a.m. on Monday. Like that. I apply it like that. And that's it. Save. So you can see what ends up happening is this is the Friday candle here that closed down here. And then the Monday candle, or when the market back opens again, it's right here. So you can see there was a little gap here of about 78. Only about 9 pips. There's only a gap of about 9 pips. But if I went to another chart, like for example, the euro yen, or sorry, the dollar yen, or actually we could go to the euro yen, similar setup. You can see here I've got my my weekend gap where the market closed here on Friday and then it opened up here on Monday. So I've sold here and I'm expecting the market to get down to the profit target down here before it hits obviously this level here where the stop is. That's just a standard jump trade. And again, if you like the jump trades, go to the website at fxjake.com on the home page and you can sign up for our Jump Sunday webinars. They're free. We start at 6 p.m. every Sunday in New York. And let me show you. Here it is right here. I'm going to bring it over so you can see. The link is down here under Jump Sundays. You would just click on that and you would go to register, and then we would see you at the next Jump Sunday webinar. So I hope to see you there. But hopefully this helps you, and it's particularly useful for those traders who are interested in trading these jumps that we talk about at the Jump Sunday webinar. So if you want your charts to look right, that's how you would adjust it. You would adjust it based on the 5 p.m. New York close. And if you don't know what your time is, your local time is compared to New York, you would just go to timeanddate.com and type that in. That's another tip I'll give you. Timeanddate.com. You go to timeanddate.com. You say, let's say I live in, I don't know, let's say I live in Honolulu. So I say, okay, Honolulu. And in Honolulu, it's 3:21 p.m. Okay. And then I say, well, what time is it in New York? If it's 3:21 in Honolulu, in New York, oops. In New York, it's 8:21. Okay, so I say I'm 7 hours ahead of New York, right? Because when New York's 8:21 p.m., I'm 3:21. Or actually, 7 hours behind is one way. 5 hours behind is one way to say it. So I'm 5 hours behind New York because it's already 8 and it's 3 there. So I'd say, okay, if New York closes the daily candles at 5 p.m., that's noon my time in Honolulu. You just subtract 5 hours because I know it's 8:22 in New York, it's 3:22 in Honolulu, so I'm 5 hours behind, so I would just do that. And that's what you would do anywhere in the world. If you didn't know what your time was relative to New York time, you could just go to time and date, type in your city or a city that you know is in your time zone. So if you live in a small town outside of Seattle, you could just type in Seattle and then see what the Seattle time is and compare that to New York and make sure that you know what New York time is and when it's 5 p.m. in New York. That's going to change because when you change your clocks for daylight savings and New York changes their clocks, it will change throughout the year, perhaps slightly, depending on how far you are from New York. The further you are, the more it will change. But generally speaking, it will be about the same for half the year, and then it will change, and then for the rest of the year, it'll be another distance away from New York time. So hopefully this helps. I hope that you're able to set your charts, if you do have Awanda charts, so that they line up with the 5 p.m. New York close, so you can watch those jump and belt trades that we look for at the Jump Sunday webinar. I wish you very happy trading, and we'll see you soon. Take care.